Welcome back to another fart party.
Fart party.
Fart party.
Fart party.
Fart party! On today's episode, we have two films from the legendary martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wham!
Bam!
Thank you, Van Damme! First up is 1988's Bloodsport, a
Bloodsport.
true story of Frank Dukes, directed by Newt Arnold. Newt, he didn't really direct too many movies, but he was the second unit director or like a assistant director on tons and tons of really cool movies.
Really?
Yeah, things like Last Action Hero, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, The Abyss, Goonies, Blade Runner, The Godfather 2, and the classic In the Heat of the Night. The night.
English.
Yeah, that would help. This really kind of kick-started Jean-Claude Van Damme's career. It kind of initiated his infamous split move.
You've heard of balls to the walls, but have you ever heard of balls to the floor?
We have a total of 6 splits in Bloodsport. So yeah, Bloodsport is all about this big karate tournament in Hong Kong called the Kumite.
Yes, the only reason why we have is here.
Kumite. Kumite. Kumite! Van Damme, he's in the military. He goes AWOL. He kind of runs away to go and visit his former master.
Yeah.
This whole movie's kind of like a cross between The Karate Kid and Mortal Kombat. So for the purpose of this video, we are going to call his master Mr. Miyagi.
You heard us right.
And we're going to call Van Danielson. So Mr. Miyagi, who's played by the same actor who played Lao She from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, we get this flashback of how they first met. In this flashback, we get a flash forward, but it's still technically a flashback because it happened in the past. It's like an inception of flashbacks. We get a flash forward within a flashback that's still a flashback. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Mr. Miyagi starts to train Van Danielson for the Kumite. He's doing tied-up splits and...
Tied-up splits. Oh, and also we forgot tied-up splits.
He's teaching him how to do things blindfolded. Now remember that comes into play later on in the movie.
Foreshadowing.
So after all this flashback nonsense, Van Damme is in Hong Kong on a bus, I guess going to the Kumite?
Because we all take the bus to go to the Kumite.
And they're giving out the bus passes at Kumite. What else are you going to use it for? If not Kumite. So we meet on the bus Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. We also see at this point that because Van Damme left the military base, he's now being pursued by some government officials. One of them being Forrest Whitaker. They kind of remind me of a pretty bootleg Men in Black. So the whole thing, the whole tournament's supposed to be kind of a secret, but it's like
everyone knows about it. The hotel employees know. The writers know. The FBI knows about this one little thing called The
Kumite. Ogre and Van Damme are brought by Frankenstein into Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Night Bloodsport haunted house.
This hallway is the creepiest thing ever.
It's such a long shot, too. There's really no need for it.
It's very unsettling.
And then this leads you to where you sign up for the Kumite. Which the officials there don't believe that Van Damme is truly, like, up to snuff, so they tell him to do the Death Touch.
Death Touch.
Which really only kills bricks.
It is never used in the movie again. It's, like, built up as this amazing thing.
You think it would come in handy in a fight?
I like the final fight, the Death Touch. Now you never see it again.
So now we have Van Damme going for the first day of the Kumite! It's finally here! And we get all of these really cool fights and these cool montages, and Van Damme breaks the speed record, the fastest match won, which formerly was held by this guy Chung Lee. Chung Lee doesn't like that.
Oh.
Chung Lee's very angry about that. Something really weird, though, about all of the fights that happen at the Kumite.
There is a cat meowing in the background.
No exaggeration. You just will randomly hear meows. Now, if you think I'm nuts, if you think he's certifiably crazy
Watch
as well,
the movie.
It sounds like this damn show. You know, that cat meowing is just about as annoying as like a gong ringing through the whole thing.
I know.
The bootleg Men in Black have made it to Hong Kong. They're chasing Van Damme all around the streets of China. It's this real goofy...
Whoa, we gotta go catch you.
Yeah, you could almost set the scene to Yakety Sax from the Penny Hill Show. Are you done? So it's the next day. Chung Lee puts Ogre in the hospital.
Aw, man.
Ogre.
I'll say he might be dead. We don't know.
So we are at the big match. We knew it was going to come down to this.
Well, we've all been waiting for.
Chung Lee versus Van Damme. It's a brutal fight. It's a good fight. Van Damme's got the upper hand. But just as he's winning, Chung Lee cheats. He throws powder in Van Damme's eyes,
Blinding him.
but fortunately for Van Damme, he's been trained by Mr. Miyagi, so he's prepared for this. He knows what to do.
Of course.
Fights blind, takes Chung Lee out, gets him to submit, becomes the champion of the Kumite! And guess who's on the mend? Guess who's feeling great? Oh shucks.
Who?
Our good friend Ogre.
Yay.
And you know what? I gotta tell you, this is the best part of the movie. The bond, the friendship between Ogre and Van Damme. These two guys that are not afraid to tell each other that they love one another. And the friendship that they've built throughout this movie. It's just, it's beautiful. It's
nice.
I really think it's a wonderful thing. And you know what? If the world was a little bit more like Bloodsport, if we were all a little more like Van Damme, a little bit more like Ogre, you know what, my friend? I think it would be a wonderful world. I think we'd live in a wonderful world. Until we all have to fight in the Kumite!
Overall, it's a good movie. I like it. Freeze! What are you doing? Tell me why! I get this one. You're in it. It's about you. But what about Jingles all the way? God damn it! Why? Why'd you kill him? No one never knew his plan.
Faster, more intense.
Okay, thanks, George. Why'd you kill him? No one never knew his plan!
Well, it's that time.
For what?
For Timecop. 1994's Timecop, based on a true comic book. Directed by Peter Hyams, who would also go on a year later to direct Van Damme in Sudden Death. This movie's seriously lacking on splits, I gotta say.
It's only got 2.
Just 2 splits.
Bloodsport had 6. Okay?
So Timecop starts in the past, right? There's a cowboy stealing some Civil War gold. But get this, the cowboy's got machine guns. So we cut to the present, which is 1994. And we are at the White House. There's all these senators around, and they're being told about the discovery of time travel. And they also discuss that they want to start this TEC, the Time Enforcement Commission.
Yeah.
I got that right. And also at this point we kind of get the rules of time travel in this movie. You can't go to the future because it hasn't happened yet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you go to any point in the past and then go to the present, like you're traveling forward, but you can't go past 1994 present. Also, 2 beings from different time frames cannot enter the same space. So, like, you from 2020 cannot interact with you from 2015. You can't touch each other. It would turn you into... Well, you'll see later. We don't want to ruin it. You'll see later what happens to you. So now we find ourselves at the mall. And it's not just any mall. It's not the mall from Commando. It's not the mall from Terminator 2. But it is the mall from Kindergarten Cop. That's right. Welcome back to the fart party mall from Kindergarten Cop. So we have Van Damme meeting his wife, Sloane Peterson.
Ferris Bueller's girlfriend.
They're being followed by some bad guys. So they come home from the mall. The guys that were following them, they kill them. Well, they think they killed both of them. You see, Van Damme was wearing a bulletproof vest, and he survives. So now it cuts to Wall Street, 1929. Stock market's crashing. There's this broker, and he's buying stocks at super low prices that he knows are going to be super high prices in 2004. So I think this is a job for the TEC. One agent in particular, one certain time cop that we've been waiting for.
Who?
Van Damme! 10 years later, and we know it's 10 years later because he's rocking the sweet mullet.
Yes.
He's a time cop.
Time cop.
He's got time to save time again, time and time again. He's a time cop.
Time cop.
You better watch out 'cause your time is up, and he's a cop on time. He's time for the time. He's a
Time cop.
time cop.
Time cop.
He don't stop.
'Cause he's a time cop.
Time cop. It turns out that this broker guy is actually Van Damme's partner. He's been working for Senator Ron Silver, and he's a real bad dude.
Elections are won with television. You don't need the press, you don't need endorsements, you don't even need the truth. You
need money.
An IA agent, an internal affairs agent for the Bureau of the Time Coppery, shows up and she wants to investigate Time Cop because his partner was dirty. Hold this Time Cop down and hose him off. He shampooed that mullet at least. So Time Cop's got to go back to 1994.
Back to the past.
Back to the past, which is the present of the actual movie. Right?
Well, the present of the movie is 2004.
No, that's the future of the movie. The present of the movie is 1994 because that's when it came out.
Yeah, but technically your present.
Oh, because you can't go into the future.
Yeah, so technically your present would be 2004. But our present is 2020. But the movie's present, it came out for the people watching it, would be 94.
So they're in 1994, right? And they're trying to stop Ron Silver from talking to his past self, but Time Cop is double-crossed by the IA agent.
Plot twist!
I really didn't see this one coming, I'm not going to lie. She seemed like on the up and up. Ron Silver shoots her. Time Cop gets away. He realizes, wait a minute, I got to get to the mall. I gotta find Sloane Peterson. I got a chance to save her. I got a chance to save my unborn child. My time kid.
Real original stuff we got here. Real original.
A real time genius. So he's not going to let this all go down again like what happened at the beginning of the movie. He hides out in their house, unbeknownst to 1994 Time Cop. Sloane knows he's there, but Time Cop doesn't know he's there. So you got Time Dad hanging out in Time Cop's house, hiding, waiting for these guys to try to get the drop. So big fight happens. You got Time Cop inside the house. You got Time Dad outside the house. They defeat all the bad guys.
Until
Ron Silver shows up.
Dirty Weasel.
Yeah, the dirtiest. And he's got Sloane and he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to blow up this house like I did the last time and I'm going to take her out. And Time Dad takes 1994 Ron Silver, kicks him right into 2004 Ron Silver. And we see finally what happens. It's some of the worst special effects you'll ever see. This movie is just so 90s. It has all of the 90s movie staples.
Yeah.
It has muscles, mullets, nudity, bad digital effects, a fight scene at the end at night in the rain. I mean, it's perfect 90s cheese.
It really is. Whoa, dudes, I can't stand by while you two diss the 90s. Who are you? I'm 90s kid and I'm fresh to death. I just warmed in here and boy are my Doritos tired. 90s was the fattest decade, my homies.
Well, I'm particular to the 80s myself.
What? The 80s were wiggity back, son. You were a total Herbie, 90s.
What? No, I was cool. Back then, I was cool in the 90s.
Sure you were. Nah! The 90s were pretty fly. We had Vanilla Ice, Nintendo Virtual Boy, and the Urkel Dance. He does have some pretty good points. I just heard Crystal Pepsi's making another comeback. I gotta bounce. Peace, I'm out.
Okay. And the Urkel dance